Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to give you like a weird kind of trade proposal. Not by your host, not by me. But this was a trade proposal put out by the former general manager of the Mets. There's a reason why he's the former general manager. And the reason why he hasn't been a general manager since the Mets fired him 20 years ago. This is the same guy that traded that kid years ago to the freaking Sky Kazmir to the Devil Rays. But Victor Zambrano, I knew when he did that he just wants to get fired, and he did. Get fired, and they brought back Omar Minaya. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Here's from Rising Apple, and I saw this on SNY. Headline: Mets Guardians trade proposed by former general manager arrives a month late to make sense. I have a question about SNY. Why is SNY hiring all the former Mets general managers? They hired Zach Scott, who was only a general manager here for like 2 months, to do stuff on their program. And I guess they hired Billy Epler? What is going on here? Can somebody explain that to me? What do they collect? Where's Steve Phillips at this point? They had Omar Minaya working for them a few years ago, until Omar went to go work for the Yankees. I'll tell you what, Omar's doing some job with the Yankees. The Yankees, terrible. Anyway, it's no longer wise for the Mets to subtract one of their starting pitchers for bullpen help. Everyone is trying to figure out a way to save the Mets bullpen, although they came away with 3 victories against the Washington Nationals and only scratches in relief. Priorities the trade deadline years is to add relief help. The Mets also won on Friday against the Rockies, and I don't know when this video is going to go up. Hoping the Mets swept the Rockies. They're pretty bad. Former Mets Jim Duquette appears on SNY regularly, pitched a trade between the Mets and the AL Central leading Cleveland Guardians. A task personally undertaken yet always met with a brick wall. Duquette was satisfied with his deal. Well, yeah, it's the same guy that's traded Scott Kazmir for a number 5 starter. Sean Manaea goes to the Guardians. This is the trade. Sean Manaea goes to the Guardians in exchange for relievers Scott Barlow, lefty reliever Sam Hentges, and a prospect. Who the prospect is moves the needle in this deal. Assuming it's someone very average or below, we can come to a conclusion. This Mets Guardians trade no longer makes sense. It doesn't. Andy Martino brings up the best point. Little Andy, Minaya would be in the Mets postseason bullpen, and to have 2 certified star relievers from the season in there over him would be a great benefit. There are 2 big counterpoints. One is that you first need to get to the postseason for this to matter. The second, what the Mets would do if they were to lose another starting pitcher to injury. That's the problem. Duquette admits he'd only do this trade if Kodai Senga were healthy. On July 12th, he has yet to pitch an inning for the Mets. Cannot count on Senga being healthy. He's going to pitch on Sunday, or he had pitched on Sunday. The suggestion of the Mets trading starting pitcher to the Guardians for 2 relievers and a prospect seems to fit their needs. What about the Guardians? As fantastic as the bullpen has been for Cleveland, they shouldn't feel emboldened to subtract from their bullpen. Their often unique recipe for winning has worked this season. Surely there's a different starting pitcher out there they could acquire from a non-contending team that would have them selling only one of these bullpen arms plus a prospect for starting pitcher. That doesn't make any sense. Manaea's player option for next year is a kink in any deal involving him. The $13.5 million seems like it could be less than when he gets to free agent, but that would depend on how he finishes the year. He pitched really well on Friday against the Rockies. It's the kind of salary the Guardians tend to avoid. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. If this deal to work, the Mets would probably need to agree to pay a portion of the deal if he chooses to remain in Cleveland. I don't know if the Mets want to do that again with someone that's not a future Hall of Famer. As worrisome as the bullpen remains, the writer says, I wouldn't mess with the rotation. Keep guys intact. Let Jose Buta continue to pitch well in relief. Enough teams are fading the playoff race where you wouldn't have to trade a starter for bullpen arms. It's a fun trade idea to propose, and yet something about it doesn't sit right. It doesn't. It's a weird trade by a failed general manager. You know, it's one thing if it's Steve Phillips. Steve Phillips got the Mets to a World Series. and was a Met general manager for a long time. A trade never got him fired. The Scott Kazmir, Victor Zambrano trade got Jim Duquette fired. Never forget that. He's such a terrible general manager. I believe he's just an interim guy, too. Wasn't even like a full-on general manager. They didn't make him full-on. The reason why he was interim, because he knew he was terrible. Terrible. Well, thank you for watching this video. This channel's going to be very active during the All-Star break. So hit that subscribe button. You'll get everything you could possibly get on the Baseball Hut. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.